Hey everybody, this is Tony.
And this is Paul. We're coming at you from the Friends for Life podcast, where we discuss the ongoing lives and issues of people with developmental disabilities to spark positive change in the field.
And we have a lot of fun doing it.
Making sure that individuals are reaching the goals they have set for themselves. That's one of the many goals of Assured Health Services. If you're looking for a residential care provider or searching for ADS services, Assured Health is your go-to place. Assured Health, helping others succeed. Learn more at assuredhealthohio.com or call 419-442-8066.
Maria is our guest. How you doing?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I am swell since the last time that we seen. What was it? Tech Fest, right?
Tech Fest, not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, hop, skip, and a jump of
the field.
days.
The more we travel around, the smaller the field gets. It's just the same people. Yeah. Lots of new faces here today, but it's been growing smaller.
It's just like the same 5,000 people you keep running into.
Yeah, pretty much. So, with Mpower Me, anything new going on? We were blown away last time we talked about just the innovation that you guys have been doing, and people recognize you from the podcast today, so you're famous.
They did, so good for you. Thanks for putting the podcast out. That's right.
It's unfortunate for them; they have to see our faces.
I know. I thought this was an audio podcast. I mean, come on. No, what's been so great recently, and the reason that I brought our whole team to Synergy is because it's just a different vibe. It's very person-centered. It's not about what are the benefits that you have, what's the funding source, what's the cost, and what is technology, and is this, nobody really trusts technology completely. And we are in an industry that, let's face it, we're pretty far behind the 8 ball when it comes to technology, right? Yeah. So what we've realized, we learned so much from our users, is that they really do want to use technology like everybody else does to expand their resources and their support network. I mean, we all need to figure out how to do online banking.
True.
We all had to figure out how to use Instacart, right? And so what do you do if you don't even know how to use the phone and you're not even allowed to use the remote control in your own house? I mean, there's just a big gap, right? And so what we're finding at Synergy and just this whole, I think the second half of 2023 has been almost like this awakening.
Yeah.
And so when we're describing what we do to individuals, we change it up a little bit. We have the same exact technology, but when we're talking to funding sources like insurance companies, we have to talk in terms of medical deficits and why they need this technology. But the reality is everybody needs to be able to build their own apps. Okay, and that's how we describe it. And they get it immediately. So you can build your own checklists for getting out of the house on time, for what do you need to do when you get in the bathroom? How do you change the thermostat? How do you make a meal? All these how-to things. And you don't have somebody telling you what to do. And you also don't have very good intentioned people asking you constantly, are you okay? Can I help you with anything? I mean, why do we need to be reminded that we might have trouble sometimes?
Yes.
None of us would like that. So they get to control their own technology. They make their own schedule. They use their own pictures. They make up their own words. And then they get to choose who to send those reports to. So one really good example we had as an entryway into using technology to expand your support system is, how about a guide to help you figure out your grocery list?
There you go.
Okay, so you go into your kitchen and you open the refrigerator. These are the things that should be there. Check off anything that you're missing. Okay, we're out of milk. Okay, that's on the list. Now you're going to have another guide that takes you through the grocery store. Okay? And you're putting your items in the cart, and then there's a screaming child 2 aisles over, and it just ruins your day and your train of thought. And now you're freaking out a little bit. So you can just tap the guide and you can get a remote support provider who is on call because they know you are grocery shopping right now.
Nice.
And you haven't done it before by yourself. And you just want that little extra safety net, but you are the boss. You are in control of whether you call them for help or not. And then once they're on the call, they can see that you're doing the grocery shopping guide, and they can maybe change what's on your screen. How about we just do some breathing exercises right now?
Right.
Just follow along on the screen. Okay, now let's get back on track. This is where we're going here. And so they're in complete control of when and how they receive support.
That is so innovative. I mean, it truly is. And the thing is, at the same time, it's very simple. I mean,
it is, right? Like, do we need to wait till 2023 for this? But but we did,
Do you think that, right now, with so many individuals trying to find assisted tech, that is getting saturated? I'm always trying to play this angel's advocate.
Right.
But I know there are a lot of assistive technology, a lot of remote supports out there, and I know that people want to have the options.
Right.
But if they're getting bombarded left and right because it was such an untapped market.
Right.
How do you feel about because that means you're in a very competitive nature.
Right. Well, the beautiful thing about we don't have to be in that competitive nature because literally any remote support provider can get the reports and support the individual.
Gotcha.
So what we'd like to be, because we're Mpower Me, is we like to empower individuals by helping them figure out what is the right remote support plan for you. And then you take that plan. These are the things I need. I know I want extra backup support when I go to the grocery store.
Gotcha.
I know I need extra backup support when my stepbrother is coming to visit. I know that I just want extra support when I'm sleeping overnight and I'm by myself, or on the weekends when I don't have anyone I can call. So you figure out what your plan is. What do you need it for? Once you figure that out, then you find out who are the remote support providers in your area who are licensed, enrolled, they're legit, and they're good at that one thing, whatever that thing is. There's some remote support providers that are very good at monitoring lots of different technologies like seizure sensors and cameras and temperature sensors, and that's kind of like automated, and they like to manage that, and then they call in the backup right when they need it. There are other remote support providers that really want to get to know how the individual experiences their life. And they're the ones who are going to build guides about, this is how to make a decision. Should I use a Band-Aid or should I call for help?
There you go.
How big is my problem? I have, a problem with, I'm obsessed with coffee. And so I need to keep myself on a schedule. Otherwise, I'm going to be stealing coffee from people and burning myself, trying to gulp it down.
Is that the problem? Stealing some coffee today.
There's a My Guide for that.
I need it.
So I see that you have some tech with you. Would you like to show?
Sure.
We'll try to explain for anyone who's just listening, but I suggest you just go to YouTube and you'll be able to see. And you can see Maria, Maria. I love to sing it, but I can't sing that well.
I think they should see you doing Maria, Maria. I think that's much better. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one up. There's so this is an individual. We have I don't know if you can see this, but it's just their schedule that they built. And it has, at 9 a.m., I'm going to do a morning routine. And at 4 p.m., I take my medication. And then at 12 p.m. noon, I do my calming lesson.
Nice.
And then there's a favorites tab because nobody ever schedules when they're going to have a panic attack, when they want to call mom, when they have to go to the bathroom.
I scheduled mine for after this.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, so I'm warming you up.
Because he's going to have to edit all this stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be fun. That's going to be, So, this person just has a question. How did you wake up this morning? And they can put whatever options they want in there, including this one. I'm still in bed. Like, back off.
Right.
And how are you feeling? And this person decided to use the feeling pictures as different pictures of dogs making different faces.
Oh, nice.
But you could use anything. And then, so if you click on I'm hungry, these are your breakfast options. And if you click on one of these options, Pop-Tarts, do you want some instructions on how to make your Pop-Tarts? Or you could have a button that says, you know what? Somebody else come do this. I don't feel like it. I'm not having a good day.
Gotcha.
But either way, you're the boss, you're in control, and you can put it on any device. If it's your own smartphone, a lot of individuals are starting to carry phones into the community, but they still want a big tablet in the bathroom or in the kitchen because that's where they go for their guides, right?
That makes sense.
We all go to a device for information, and we also go to a device to communicate to the world. And that's what our individuals are doing with My Guide.
Yeah, that's really awesome. The Reliable Drug and Alcohol Testing Clinic is a leading provider and convenient source of pre-employment and occupational type testing. Their clinic provides services to a wide range of private businesses, healthcare facilities, and municipal and county courts. Reliable is an independent, locally owned clinic. As a result, they provide their services at a lower cost than the major hospitals, have faster turnaround times on test results, and eliminate the long waits typically incurred at these larger facilities. To learn more, visit reliabledrugtest.com.
And so if anybody wants to hear your backstory, which is an amazing backstory, they can go listen to the other episode. But since we last talked, it sounds like you got some updated information coming. It might be a little over my head explanation wise, but so what's new? I mean, you're always, and with any technology, you're always updating, making it better, faster,
She created
stronger.
the Terminator.
AI assisted everything.
These voices and impressions. I love this. This is great. We did have a new release. So My Guide Cloud is version 11, and there's a bunch of great things about it. It has some new features, like a whiteboard.
Okay.
It has an upload a photo feature. So if you don't feel like rating on a scale of 1 to 5 how well you fixed the bed, you can just snap a picture and upload it. So we have some things like that. And we also have a closed messaging center, which uses AI. And I know that's very scary.
Yeah.
But this is the best kind of AI, because when individuals are learning how to text in groups or with individuals, they might have some triggers. They might have some things, obviously profanity, things like that. We can filter that out. But on an individual level, if they don't like medical, like my son gets triggered by needles or anything, even like surgery or operation, the words like that, or pictures, especially anything that might be like a broken bone or blood in it. Anyway, you can filter that out. And the AI reads the messages and reads the pictures and scans them. And if there's anything medical for my son, it blurs it out.
Wow.
So it's literally helping customize the information they're receiving and the information they're sending. It has algorithms for cyberbullying.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and a lot of families really appreciate this because they want their individuals to be able to text message like the rest of the world, but they're kind of worried about it. So we have robots reading the messages. There's no human reading the message. So that was another feature that was upgraded. And then the technological upgrade was that we can now serve 1 million simultaneous users without the system crashing.
Wow.
So
nice numbers.
And it's completely secure. It's HIPAA compliant. It's financial and military grade secure privacy, and it's operational on any platform.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, there's a
Big
lot
upgrades.
of cool.
Right.
Yes.
It's like getting a supercharger in your car instead of your stock engine.
You got a Hemi on AI.
That's right. But you don't have to buy the whole thing. That's the other big thing that all of the state waiver programs really love.
Yeah.
So it used to be if you either buy my guide or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can just buy this piece here and this piece here. And then next year we'll do a reassessment and see if you need the same pieces or you need something else. So it's significantly less expensive now.
Those are good options to have.
Mm-hmm.
Could you make it any more customizable?
Man, come on.
I don't know. I really,
You'll find out.
we will, because we get the requests from the field.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped coming up with great ideas about 4 years ago because we were getting so many from the field that we only have time to implement that.
Well, I think it's cool that you went the AI route, because we kind of talked to people about this before, and a lot of people are scared of it, but it's
Yes.
for a lot of people are using it in very creative ways. Like that job that you just described the AI is doing would take a human hours and hours and hours. It'd be like impossible.
It would be impossible. How are you going to send a text message if somebody else has to screen it first?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take forever. So that's really smart. And I think the technology for that kind of thing, especially for people that will get, upset if they see something that could make them, freak out, is great, because then you just one less thing you have to worry about.
That's
and
right.
It's a great technology. It is a little scary still for other purposes that on the internet, but for this purpose, it is very much so. I think a lifesaver, because you just wouldn't be able to do
Can
that.
I do it with a grocery list from my wife? It'll just blank out all of the extra stuff. It'd be said.
The stuff that you're not allowed to get, right?
Well, like bread and hot dogs.
Right.
It just replaces everything with carrots.
Yeah.
We're eating healthy. Everything
Broccoli.
Broccoli and salad.
Broccoli and salad. Well, I think there's this term I've heard is responsible AI.
There you go.
So, and just like any other buzzword, it could mean something or it might not be. But I know at least in our field, we do have a responsibility to be responsible with technology, because this is giving individuals information about how they should see the world and how they should behave. So if we have somebody irresponsible that's telling them how to do that, but we have had to be very cautious and careful, and we've done extensive testing. I'll give you an example. If it's inappropriate, you can take it out.
I was actually getting ready to ask sort of an inappropriate question, or not so much inappropriate, but just a real life question. So I want to hear where you're going.
Around. Okay, let the inappropriate question start.
Well, it's basically sexual nature.
Yes.
If you have equipment or tech that can help a person navigate through the safety measures and or the proper way to do something, and you're shaking your head yes. So wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So I'll give you, there's two examples that are going through my head depending on where you were going with the question, because that was a little cryptic.
Yeah, because
just a little bit. I mean, all I heard was sexual, but that's enough. That's a loaded word, right? So there is image generation is the quickest, easiest, coolest way to add AI to my guide.
Okay.
And we turned it on for a little while for our subset of clinicians to try. And what it means is if an individual wants to create an image of how to drive a clutch,
Gotcha.
how to drive stick shift, right? In 10 steps. There's AI that will do that. GPT is amazing. It really is next level. The problem is when you introduce images into AI, when you ask AI for images, what it does is it scours the whole world of images to find the best image that matches what you put in as a prompt.
Gotcha.
So you could put in guy with a big blue truck wearing a cowboy hat, and you're going to get that, right? Well, what we discovered through testing, everything had breasts in it.
Wow.
Literally everything. And so we started coding without breasts. And then we would get other sexual body parts And we were like, what is going on? Well, apparently a robot who doesn't know anything about humanity scours all of the images in the world for the ones that are most frequently used, the most frequently requested, and they deem it attractive.
Wow.
Okay, so Daniel discovered it's called an enhanced feature.
Okay.
So you can now in the versions we're testing now, this is not released, this is still all behind the hood. He is now testing image generation where you can toggle on or off enhanced image.
Awesome.
If it's enhanced, it's going to have a boob in it. If you turn off enhancement, you're going to get exactly what you asked for.
Wow.
So that's just one example, but it's interesting because we spend all of our careers trying to learn and understand what an individual thinks and experiences and how they perceive the world. And AI is just how does a computer perceive the world?
Right. That is.
And it's unfortunately very sexualized.
Yeah. Well, hey, because what I'm thinking about, there was a time I was a team leader at a agency provider, and I was tasked with the job of teaching my individual how to properly put on a condom.
Yep.
That was uncomfortable.
All the time.
It was like, whoa, there's instructions there. You can't
It just seems impossible, right?
It's like, I barely know how to do it. No.
Right. So, okay, I'll since you went there.
Yeah.
So my guide really can help with that.
Wow.
Because of the heightened privacy standards.
Gotcha.
People can build a guide with their clinician, with their mom, with whoever, how to insert a tampon.
Wow.
How else are they going to learn?
Yeah.
And this is way better than having a staff member go into the bathroom with them, right?
The privacy levels are just...
Exactly.
Whoa.
So... Game changer.
It is a game changer. And we get requests all the time. What do you want to do independently? I want to order my own pizza and I want to get girls. Okay, well, we can help you with some version of that.
Oh my goodness.
It's like the two basic human needs right there.
Pizza and girls.
Even girls order pizza and girls. Oh man, don't get canceled, Tony.
We've gone left side. Yes, this has gone.
But that's what Synergy has showed me, that the real.
It is the real.
It's like I'm so tired of us acting like we can't have conversations. And there's so many of the individuals that I'm around who they joke all the time.
That's right.
And they joke the same way that me and Paul like to joke.
Yes.
So it's okay. And then for us to have these real conversations so people know that, for one, this technology exists. You never know who's not committing to their best life because they don't have that opportunity, or they're too embarrassed to bring it up, or they're unable to find a solution.
Right.
So
if they can just find a way to verbalize what they want, then if you can find a way to verbalize what you want, then you have a staff member, a provider, whether it's your SSA, your support coordinator, case manager, or your mom. If you can find a way to express what it is that you want, we will find a way to get technology to do the heaviest possible lifting for you. Because the proper role of technology in the disabilities community is to do the things that humans can't.
Right.
It's not to replace humans.
Yeah.
It's to make us superhumans. Everybody needs to be superhuman.
Until it gets smart enough and it takes over. I'm that guy, guys. No, I'm joking.
No, but that's very true though, because think about who's programming a guide.
Right.
That you're going to your guide to figure out, should I take medication? Whoever writes that answer better know what they're talking about.
Right.
And for the person who wants to get girls, you better have some appropriate options in there before you send them down the wrong the wrong way. So it's not AI that's going to get us in trouble.
It's the humans behind it.
It's humans that use AI that could get us in trouble.
Oh, Maria.
It's very true.
I love it. I think this was a great second interview. And from that, we're going to definitely have to have a disclaimer on this one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I love when we do disclaimers because, like I said, it's real talk.
Yeah. So thanks again for chatting with us. It's really awesome what you're doing. We love it. We think it's super cool. And every time we talk, we're just like, when's it going to end? When is it going to stop being cooler? It doesn't seem to end. So thank you. And just to reiterate, where can people learn more? Where can people find more and get in touch with you if there's something they're interested in?
Absolutely. mpm.care or 800-674-2943 and info@mpm.care.
Perfect.
Awesome. And lastly, Maria.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
THS Remote Supports is clearly focused on improving independent living through dynamic and personalized services. Their systems have been carefully developed and perfected to ensure that everyone receives the best care through the least intrusive means possible. Located in Cincinnati, Ohio, they've spent over 20 years providing in-home supports to individuals with disabilities. If you or someone you know is looking for a remote service provider, go to thsrss.com or call 513-882-9088.